Good evening, all. This is Shay Horowitz, ShogunTrading.com. This is our weekly newsletter. There's going to be a change of format pretty soon. I'm getting a ton of requests. This is becoming really, really popular. We're getting a little bit overwhelmed, and everybody's asking for more information about ETFs, more trades on the ETFs. And we've decided to make it an actual service. We're going to start beta testing the actual, get customer feedback from people that are going to beta test it for free. So this one is going to be the last one that we're going to do for free. And then next week, it's going to be a much, much shorter version where we're just going to talk in general about the market. The picks are not going to be on it. So if you're sitting on the fence and you want to become a beta tester, just please let us know, and we'll get you on the list. So I'm going to highlight a few ETFs today that I think are going to work out extremely well. We've been very successful so far with all of our picks, and I'm very, very excited about that. Let me start off with S&P 500. S&P 500 and the rest of the stock indexes are getting a little winded. They look a little bit like they are hitting an air pocket. Here's a classic example of the NDX. You can see how it's climbing up, and all of a sudden 2 down days in a row. Looks like we're going to go into profit taking. I think the stock indexes are going to pull back. We are in the midst of earnings season. Earnings season so far have been based on banks getting bailed out by the government, and all of a sudden they show great earnings in the middle of a really bad recession. And we are talking about car companies are getting bailed out, and they have the cash for clunkers, and all of a sudden they have great sales. We're talking about other companies that show good earnings right now on lower revenue because of cost cutting. Now, cost cutting is not a long-term strategy. You can't repeat that on a quarterly basis. There's only so many employees you can cut. So I think the sobering effect of, okay, what are these earnings based on? It's no longer the surprise. It's no longer the short squeeze rally that we're seeing. And I think now we're going to see a little bit of a pullback. If these indexes, the stock indexes, are able to maintain these resistance levels that they broke out of, I think we're going to come back down. I think we're going to bounce off of here, and I think we're going to come straight up after that if we're able to maintain these resistance levels. If we're not, say goodbye, and we're going to go short. That's as far as the stock indexes are concerned. I want to highlight a few more. Okay, first of all, we're going to talk about gold. Now, gold is interesting. Yes, we had a rally on Friday, but one day does not a rally make. And I think that if we break this level, the 88.76, this will be a great long-term short on the gold index, on the GLD. SLV, the silver, also a great day on Friday, but I don't think that one day trend makes a trend. So again, 1223 would be a great short for us on the silver. USO, this is our oil index, and it had a great day on Friday as well. Oil is coming back all of a sudden. If we penetrate that 40 level, this was going to be a long-term rally in oil. I don't care what the CFTC does. I don't care if they try to get rid of all the speculators. It's not the speculators. It's people buying oil, more buyers than sellers. That's the reason why oil is going up. And I think you can see that the upside potential the USO has. When oil was at the highs, USO was around 110. It's sitting at 40 right now. You can just imagine what kind of profit potential there's in USO. So we're going to put a buy on this one if it penetrates the 40.15 level. I'm introducing another one. That's the United States Natural Gas Fund, and it's not really doing a whole lot, but we'll keep talking about that as things come up. Another one I want to highlight is XLF. We call this one at 1263. It's penetrating. I think it's going to go up, and if the market starts taking off, this one is definitely going to take off with the market. On XLF, you can play either XLF or FAS, which is a great little ETF that follows XLF, and it's a triple. It's a triple, so it moves very, very fast. If it penetrates, it can go up to the 100 level from 54, which would be tremendous. A couple more home builders. We called it a 1290. It's penetrating. It's going up. Also want to talk about SMH. This one also 2231 was our breakout area, and it's working really well for us. It's a Semiconductor Holdings. And let me see, we also talked about XLB, which is the materials that's penetrating. It's working so far. This is the technology spider fund working pretty well. This one is utilities working pretty well. consumer staples working pretty well, and healthcare working extremely well. Now, all of them are a little toppy right now on a short-term basis. I think we're going to go into profit taking. So if you did not enter them, don't enter right now because they're going to go into profit taking. And once they come out of profit taking, that's when we'll call them again on the long side, and we'll be able to enjoy them again. So, there's going to be one wave. Now we're getting into the point where the first wave is a little toppy. It's almost over. So we're going to go into profit taking, and then we're going to enter again. So be prepared for that. DXY, this is our US dollar index, and it's taking a dive. It's coming down. Our dollar is getting weaker, and if we penetrate these levels, it's going to get even weaker and weaker and come back down to the old levels. That's very interesting from economic standpoint. We are looking at the other currencies. For example, this is Australian dollar. We call this one 82.41, and it's working out very well. This one is the British pound, and it's also penetrating. It's breaking out. It could be a tremendous trade if you trade the currencies, or if you just trade the ETFs. Works just as well. The Canadian dollar about to penetrate, could go back to highs. This one is the Euro Trust, also sitting right at resistance at 143.14. If it penetrates this one, it'll go places. By the way, of course, as dollar goes down, these go up. So the trade is very much related. Could be a humongous trade if you trade these. This is the Swiss franc. Not quite as exciting, but still doing pretty well. The 94.16 is pretty good resistance for us. Japanese yen, we traded it over here from 105.80 all the way up to 108.36. But I think it's coming down. It looks a little weaker than I wanted to look. So I'm not quite as excited about this one. Russia is penetrating again. It looks like emerging markets are taking off. Our level was 34.87, and looks like they're going to be trading up. And let's talk about some bonds. We're talking about CHI. This is the 1 to 3 Treasury bonds. They're penetrating support and coming down. This is the 7 to 10. Rallied on Friday, but I still don't have much faith in it. And I think I think they're going to come back down. TLT, the 20 plus year, also I think they're going to come back down. So watch for bonds to come back down. Now, as far as our trades, what we're looking to accomplish, this is the XLF. We are looking for sector-wide trades. We're looking for the whole industry to penetrate at the same time. You can trade the ETF. You can trade the ETFs that are based on the ETF, for example, the doubles and the triples, or you can trade individual stocks. It's completely up to you. And our time frame on all these trades is a few months. For example, this one, was a very, very nice trend, and it took quite a while. This one was a very nice trend, and what we're looking is for it to do this. And if it does that, it might take it a couple months to do it. So you buy and you hold for a couple months, and whenever the trend is over, you come out of it, and that's it. You're able to manage your account in that way. Used to be that we used Fidelity Select funds, for example. Now we can use ETFs, which is a much cheaper, much more efficient way of trading these. Anyway, don't forget about the new changes. Next week I'll be much shorter. I'll talk more about market in general, and leave the ETF trades themselves to the beta testers. Anyway, have a great night, and I will talk to you either tomorrow or next week. Take care.